They scout based on relationships and clips. And I'm like, we drafted Yvonne Egan for that reason. We drafted Brie Hall because she's Aaliyah Boston's friend. Why did we not just draft Sita Fulter at this stage? Why not just let Caitlin Clark go get an Iowa player? And the way things are going, the only positive is that we might go and draft Hannah Stulke next year. They do not have a scout. I repeat, they do not have a scout employed.
Organization getting absolutely fried after what Stephanie White had to say about this new signing, Kyra Lambert.
Arenas are selling out, Fever merchandise is increasing by 300%, and TV ratings are exploding due to Caitlin Clark's performance. However, this is the section that hardly anyone discusses. It has been stated that Indiana does not even have a scouting section behind the scenes. That's correct, no professional scouts at a time when Clark is reportedly worth $100 million to the NFL. Why is a franchise behaving like a low-budget startup yet generating a lot of fresh revenue?
People are like, oh, but she didn't leave Iowa. Yeah, because Iowa was a good situation for her. She had teammates she respected. She had a coach she respected. And I do think that Caitlin Clark respects Stephanie White's coach. You strongly underestimate how much more Caitlin cares about basketball than anything else. We have to stop saying Caitlin wants to spend her entire career in Indiana. It's like, yeah, I think Caitlin would. And we're like, oh, she won't leave the Midwest.
Their spectacular losses and Herb Simon's unexpected, enlightening remarks regarding Stephanie White may be explained by the solution. Before we continue, I have a little favor for you. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content. More than 98% of you see the videos without signing up. Although it doesn't cost you anything, it has a significant impact on us. So, did you press the button to subscribe? Fantastic. Many thanks. Let's return to the video now.
When Stephanie White basically just said that we scout. And I would be shocked. Like I wasn't wrong on the Ari one. I said that Ari wouldn't be a good pickup with Caitlin Clark, albeit, or a good player to bring in with Caitlin Clark. I don't understand how the Fever are out here signing a player from the Greek league.
Did you know that the Indiana Fever are currently facing accusations that they have no professional scouts on staff? Nothing. At the professional level, such is not only exceptional, but unheard of. All NBA and WNBA teams, as well as international teams with significantly lower budgets. Each of them is powered by a scouting department. Scouts are essentially the foundation for assessing talent. They collect footage, examine statistics, look into players' history, and more. You're on your own without them. Additionally, professional guesswork typically results in embarrassing records and unbalanced losses. However, this team is reportedly drawing larger audiences than before while operating without even the most basic infrastructure. Compare that to what Caitlin Clark has accomplished since joining the league. Attendance has increased dramatically. The national television ratings resemble Saturday college football games. And because her jerseys sell out so quickly, the store racks are empty before halftime. Overnight, one player completely changed the Fever's economy. This growth isn't even typical. It is explosive. Consider it. Previously, arenas would conceal their upper decks under tarps or completely enclosed structures. Her charm makes away games feel like home games. Additionally, that surge of energy translates into more money than the Fever has ever seen. Through collaborations, TV contracts, ticket sales, and mementos, millions are coming in. Not only are the numbers rising, but they are also shattering all previous records. That's why it sounds so crazy to think of a front office taking shortcuts. A team that wins this kind of lottery should grow, hire, and establish a framework around their new star. Rather, rumors suggest that they are preserving the entire scouting section, one of the most important sectors. Consider an NFL team that has no scouts before the draft. Consider an MLB team that has no analytics staff when they enter free agency. However, the Fever appear to be doing just that. It is not only startling, but also disconcerting to see the difference between a bare-bones organization and a cash bonanza. Stephanie White unintentionally demonstrated to everyone how inconsistent this method is. She casually mentioned that in order to assess someone like Kyra Lambert, who was playing overseas, it would be necessary to have a variety of hands on deck.
So it really is all hands on deck and trying to get the best person possible to fit the need at the time. Right, it's all the above. It's seeing film, watching clips, talking to contacts and connections. Bree and especially has been super helpful in this. She's got a lot of contacts overseas who have seen.
After all of the now you'd think that we'd have a scouting department, right? Organization getting absolutely fried after what Stephanie White had to say about this new signing, Kyra Lambert. Not necessarily about what she had to say about Kyra Lambert.
That seems innocent to anyone else. Although they read between the lines, coaches frequently admit that they require assistant scouting. She wasn't referring to scouts providing her with film packages and reports. She was essentially acknowledging that they lacked a framework for it. That small error provided insight into the much larger issue. Rather than using professional scouts with databases, networks, and years of specialized knowledge, the Fever have been depending on recommendations and word of mouth. That isn't a strategy designed to win titles. Patchwork is what it is. They rely on information about piecemeals, such as when a coach phones a friend or someone knows someone abroad. When compared to professional scouting, that is backyard ball. The oddity is that the Pacers, who are owned by Herb Simon and share a roof, have 8 full-time scouts who are solely focused on developing their squad, despite having a sister team across the hall. Supposedly 0. How would you describe that? Same city, same owner, and entirely different investment levels. This has nothing to do with a lack of resources. It has to do with priorities. This is when things become even more bizarre.
Hey, has this player that you signed off of a whim, was she even on your radar recently? No? Oh, okay. They're getting fried. I mean, what do you want me to say? Ouch! This is supposed to be a first-rate organization that has no foreign scouts. The arrogance in which she said no. The fact that she didn't understand that was...
After searching social media, fans discovered that Brianna Turner, a current WNBA player, was instrumental in establishing the connection between the Fever and Lambert overseas. Consider that. Your present player is out there recruiting for you. She lacks training. She isn't a scout. For this, she is not compensated. It just so happened that she had contacts. That is not a professional manner. Desperation is what that is. Additionally, it draws attention to an uncomfortable line since it is not only strange, but it also begins to feel exploitative when black athletes are expected, even indirectly, to go on unpaid labor to keep things running while Clark's star power generates record profits. You can see why some analysts and fans are uncomfortable. Thus, it seemed like Herb Simon was discussing more than just a coach when he made those enlightening remarks regarding Stephanie White's role. He was admitting that the entire institution had flaws. The message was clear even if he didn't spell it out. The largest question currently looming over Indiana is that there are structural flaws that cannot be disregarded any longer. How in the world is this organization still lacking a strong scouting department if Caitlin Clark has caused a $100 million jump in value? Not only does that paradox draw attention, but it also creates the framework for a heated discussion regarding the Fever's true direction. Caitlin Clark is making every effort to raise awareness of the WNBA. She is giving the Fever chances they have never had before, smashing records, and packing seats. All of that won't matter, though, if the group surrounding her doesn't take the construction of actual infrastructure seriously. Without assistance, funding, and reconnaissance, they run the risk of squandering her career's most marketable years. So, the more important question is this. Is this simply an instance of Indiana squandering a great opportunity? Or does it indicate that the league as a whole is overly preoccupied with getting attention now? Would you seek out better assistance or remain faithful if you were Clark?